please.
Chalo, stand by. We are good to go. Going for take in three, two, one, action.
Hello, dosto. Welcome to the Bollywood Talk Show on IWMBuzz. This is your host Shubhajit, back once again with another interesting episode with some lovely people out there. We talk about the education system in India. We talk about the pressure. We talk about the immense burden that people have in their mind in order to live up to expectations. I think one of the best projects that has been made on this is Kota Factory, and we have season two coming up. So, can we have a big round of applause for that to start with the cast? Lovely. First of all, I want to start with Raghav sir over here, because he's the main man, he's the visionary. Sir, what I want to ask you is the fact that, the way you have, connected all the dots of sentiments attached of not just people who are aspirants of IIT, but even in general. आजकल छोटे छोटे क्लास 4-5 स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चों को भी बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर होता है. So have you seen that happening with people around your own life? Maybe children around you, yeah, people around that age who have seen that pressure themselves. You have seen that, which is why you got inspired to make something like this. How did it pan out?
Okay, Shubhajit, first of all, I don't like to be called sir. Just please call me Raghav. I would love that
Raghav.
very much. Yes, thank you. I'll quickly tell you, I have been away from academics as much as possible. I wanted to stay away from engineering, maths as much
Yeah,
as possible. So
yeah,
I'm like the wrongest person to ask about how I connected the dots when it came to the writing. So I'll have to give a shout out here to the producers and the
yeah,
creators, Arunab Kumar and Saurabh Khanna, who are the creators of the show. They have lived
yeah,
this life. They have been to Kota. They
yeah,
were students. Saurabh Khanna was
yeah.
also a professor at Kota once upon a time.
Yeah,
So
man.
even the writers, Abhishek Yadav, Puneet Batra, they have lived this life. They are
Yeah,
IITians. Ranjan, as a matter of
yeah,
fact, is an IITian. So,
yeah,
a lot of insight has gone into this show. A lot of
yeah,
humanness is involved. It's not like your
yeah,
typical young adult show, which is quick paced and fast and just
yeah,
gratifies you. This
yeah,
world, this universe of Kota is extremely slow. You go there, you see kids are in very small rooms with no sunlight, one tube light trying
yeah,
to make it to IIT from different
yeah,
and crazy different backgrounds from across the
yeah,
country. So
yeah,
I have been an art student, and
yeah,
I see it as putting in that art into this world, how to present this world. Because my older brother, 4 years
yeah,
old, he tried going into IIT. He went to Kota.
yeah,
I have seen him do that entire round. He was the typical poster boy for Indian parents. He did
yeah,
everything that was expected of a child, and I did
yeah,
everything that was not. So I have a different perspective and a third person's
yeah,
perspective to this world, and
yeah,
that I think is the best part about it. That I can
yeah,
tell people who don't know anything about Kota, and the best thing is that when we started on YouTube with
yeah,
season one, and season two is
yeah,
going on Netflix now. So I'm hoping that when 190 countries see the show, they also relate, because the things that we see in the show are
yeah,
just about making something of yourself, being something
yeah,
better than what you can be, and achieving something
true.
that is bigger than yourself, and that is so
Yeah,
human, that is so
yeah,
normal, and that is so relatable, that
yeah,
I think that the
yeah,
show, and that is precisely why the show has worked.
yeah. I love the way you bring in the third person viewpoint, because I think that is how the majority of the people will look at it. Moving on to Ehsaas right now, before I move on to the lovely handsome men out there. Ehsaas, आपके शक्ल में ही लिखा है कि आप टॉपर हो, आप बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा पढ़ाई करती थी. It looks like that. We get the vibe. But what
आप
was your
इसकी गलत
education
शक्ल
life?
पढ़ रहे हो.
आप बहुत ज्यादा गलत हो.
But that's where the fun part comes. I mean, how has your education life been so far? Were you ever pressurized? कि नहीं यार, your competitor, your friend, or maybe your say Sharma ji ki beti or whatever. That person is getting this much marks. Beti, aapko bhi lana hai. Did you ever have those kind of pressures, just like how an average, I would say, Indian student has, or aap ekdam cool the in that zone?
So I'll tell you what. I was
Yeah,
very lucky that my
yeah,
mom actually didn't give a shit about
yeah,
how much I am scoring. She'd always be
yeah.
like, "तू बस pass होके आ जाना बेटे. तू कर ले,
Okay.
बस pass हो जाना,
Yeah,
fail मत होना." So and
yeah,
I, uh, as a matter of fact, never took studying that seriously. So I never
Yeah.
took that pressure.
Thank God you didn't.
Yeah, because I always knew that I have to become an actor, and
Yes.
I wanted to study. I wanted
Yeah.
to complete my education, even though
Yeah.
my plan was to become an actor. So that myth
Yeah.
about actors don't really study, or they don't have
Yeah.
have a education background, or
Yeah.
they don't have a degree. I wanted to break that, which is why
Yeah.
I studied. But that pressure, and especially from my mom, never came. Like, even my relatives
Yeah.
weren't very
Yeah.
like serious about my
Yeah.
studies.
Yeah.
I just passed, and I was a very
Yeah.
average student, so I was never a
Yeah.
topper. But when I was in 10th, when I was giving my boards, I
Yeah.
actually studied
Yeah.
very well, and I scored 71 percentage. So that's when I realized कि
Yeah.
अगर मैंने पहले के सालों में अगर मैंने seriously ले ही होती पढ़ाई, तो
Yeah.
मैं कर सकती
Yeah.
थी score. So if I would
Yeah.
have like put all my energy and
Yeah.
attention to it, I would have
Yeah.
actually I could have become a topper. Let's see, but I wasn't one for
चल
sure.
झूठी.
So that's why शक्ल में वो है, but वो utilize नहीं हुआ है.
हाँ.
शक्ल में वो still है. That impact is there.
You will never know now.
So basically relatives के phone उसको नहीं आए on the day of board exams कि बेटी इसको कितने marks आए. That's how it is.
टेंथ के टाइम, बोर्ड्स के टाइम आए थे, क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे
Yeah.
वो एक फेस्टिवल ही होता है. मतलब जब
Pattern.
बोर्ड्स आते हैं तो सब आपको फोन आता है, चाहे आप बात भी नहीं
Yeah,
किया अपने
yeah.
जीवन में
तो
उनसे.
रोडों ਵਿੱਚ गाड़ियां निकल गई
तब तो सब तो पता नहीं कोई हमारी मेड भी आके पूछती है आपको कितने मार्क्स आए हैं. तो वो तो है ही, पर बाकी टाइम इतना प्रेशर नहीं था कभी भी.
That's good. That's good. You have had that thing easy, and which is why you've been able to flourish in whatever you're doing. Moving on to Mayur right now. I want to know सबसे पहले before anything else कि what is that one subject that you feared सबसे ज्यादा, जिसका शायद आप paranoid थे, या फिर you had the fear कि अरे यार टीचर अगर इस सब्जेक्ट के मार्क्स या अगर मुझे क्वेश्चंस पूछ ले स्कूल में, तो यार सबके सामने इज्जत का फालूदा हो जाएगा. Did you have any subject like that in your school or college
Yes.
life?
Maths.
कौन सा
Maths.
तो कुछ फनी इंसिडेंट बता दो यार, कुछ अगर ऐसा हुआ है कि टीचर ने शायद बोर्ड पे बुलाया, ये सम करके दिखाओ, ऐसा कुछ हुआ है कभी?
नहीं, ऐसा वाला नहीं हुआ है. मतलब पर मतलब मेरा चक्कर था, मुझे समझ में आ गया था कि जैसे नंबर्स देखता हूँ ना मैं बहुत सारे पन्ने पे, तो मुझे डर लगने लगता है. मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि इनका करूँ क्या, इनका होने क्या वाला है. मतलब वो बात करने लग जाते थे मुझसे, वैसा वाला होता है. और क्योंकि 10th में तो बहुत 2-2 पेजेस के मैथ्स होते थे, तो और मुझे 8th में समझ में आ गया था कि इसका मुझे जीवन में कोई काम नहीं आने वाला, ये जो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ इस वक्त. तो मैंने कभी समझने की कोशिश भी नहीं की. पर हालांकि 10th में एक, आप समझ लो, पहला क्रश या पहली, जैसे वैभव वर्तिका है, वैसे मेरी लाइफ में भी एक वैभव था जो वर्तिका थी. तो उसने मुझे मैथ्स सिखाया, तो वो वाला टाइम मैंने थोड़ा एंजॉय किया, क्योंकि कोई सिखाने वाला था अच्छे से, मतलब गौर करा के एकदम ना, क्यों पढ़ते हैं.
तो आपने सिखाने वाले के लिए एंजॉय किया, या फिर
सिखाने
आपने
वाले
कुछ
के लिए
सीखा उसके लिए?
सिखाने वाले के लिए. फिर एग्जाम से पहले मुझे पता चला कि वो शिफ्ट हो रही है जहाँ पे वो रहती हैं.
अरे हार्ट ब्रेकिंग.
तो मेरा एग्जाम भी बहुत खराब,
फोकस ही हिल गया.
फोकस हिल गया. तो मैंने मैथ्स का पेपर ऑलमोस्ट मतलब लिखा ही नहीं था. थैंकफुली किसी ने मुझे पास कर दिया. अगर वो देख रहा होगा इंटरव्यू ये, तो थैंक यू सो मच.
Actually that's so true. A plus B whole square equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. मुझे आज तक समझ में नहीं आया what is the
ये
real
क्या
life
था?
This is the basic algebra formula of a 7th standard बच्चा. तो मुझे वही याद है, और कुछ नहीं याद. But moving on to Ranjan right now. You have this knack of being a part of lovely projects which not only are about education but also put forward a lovely message. आप छिछोरे का बात कर लो, you talk about Kota factory. How do you relate with these projects at a personal level? Do you relate with them, or just because the scripts have come your way, ऐसा है कि say persona या perception बन चुका है?
नहीं, I relate to that. और ये काफ़ी हेल्प करता है कि ये एक्सपीरियंस किया हुआ है तो ये
Can I
करने
please
में.
request you to be a little louder? I think the audio
हेलो.
Yes, perfect.
सो या मतलब मुझे ये रिलेट होती है इन सारी स्क्रिप्ट से, क्योंकि मैं इनके थ्रू जा भी चुका हूँ. ये चीज़ें देख चुका हूँ. कोटा फैक्ट्री में जितनी सारी चीज़ें लाइक जे प्रिपरेशन की चीज़ें, तो मेरी लाइफ में वो हो चुका है. तो लकीली इतने अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट का पार्ट रह लिया हूँ. तो ये ऐसे बहुत सारे हॉस्टल सर के थ्रू मैंने 2 वेब सीरीज किए, जिसमें हॉस्टल लाइफ है, तो मतलब जिसमें डायरेक्टर थे सर।
That is clueless, sir. समझ नहीं पा रहे क्या बात हो रहा है.
हाँ, तो या आई रिलेट टू दैट काफ़ी ज़्यादा। मेरी तो लाइफ ही
Yeah.
मोस्टली यही रही है, कॉलेज, जेईई प्रिपरेशन, ये
Youth.
सब।
Correct. Yes. राघव जी, मैं आपसे ये सवाल पूछना चाहूंगा कि when we talk about IIT या फिर से IIM etc. we tend to reflect this one thing which is common. IIT हो, IIM हो, चाहे वो MIT हो, कुछ भी हो, that is competition. How do you deal with competition? Because there are 100 other people who are trying to get into that thing. आपको उन 100 लोगों से आगे बढ़ के कुछ different करना होगा. What would be your advice to those aspirants, बोलिए या फिर कुछ भी बोलिए, who are dealing with that pressure because they know they have a milestone to achieve, but sometimes it gets so humongous that it affects their mental health? What would be your advice to them?
I think, I'll be very honest over here. I don't like giving advice. I can only tell you what worked for me. I
Please do that.
for when I look at my life and look at it, reflect upon it, I
Yeah.
know that never compare yourself to another person. You have your own specific and peculiar and particular journey that you have to follow and you have to take on your own. So if you put in that much effort and hard work into anything, those fruits will bear. It might not be the fruit that you want sometimes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it will help you in the long run. There's this one beautiful thing that a friend's father once told me.
Yeah.
My friend asked his father, why the hell am I, learning maths? I don't like maths. His father said, it's so that you can teach your child maths. So you don't know what you are doing right now and what are the repercussions of it in the near future,
Yeah.
but you just have to keep doing what you know and keep doing what you do best, and that's
Yeah.
it. Just follow your journey, follow your path. That's all.
Basically, you are your own competition, nobody else. That's what it is.
Perfect.
Kya baat hai? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ahsaas, I want to ask you this thing, and of course, we don't have the longest of hours, so I have to quickly sum up with everybody. But Ahsaas, what I want to know from your end is that, when you like a subject and you want to go forward and read it and know more about it, knowledge is not just restricted to say school or college. Ab knowledge har jagah se le sakte ho. So, has there any subject in life, be it science, या फिर कुछ और, which might be a subject of school, या फिर otherwise something which is not taught in school, which has fascinated you to a great extent कि you felt कि नहीं, I want to keep learning more and more about it? Has there anything like that been in your case?
Yes, I used to like science a lot in school.
Yeah, yeah.
Maths was a subject that I was scared of. I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like it. I was just scared of it.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is why I was more inclined towards science. And then,
Yeah.
just like when I went to 9th and 10th, the science got even
Yeah.
difficult, and then I was like, I don't like this anymore.
नहीं हो रहा मेरे से.
But I think around
Yeah.
7th, 8th, because science was easier and was more interesting. Like we were just introduced to biology, and I came to know about a lot of things, and then even geography, for that matter, like. Geography really, like solar system, all of that really fascinated me. So I would want to like know more about geography, and if science gets better, like interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I can't really understand physics that much, but biology, मुझे chemistry भी मुझे थोड़ी बहुत अच्छी लगती है, तो I think that is there. But in college, I was told that if you take psychology up, you would be a better, it'll help you in acting. And that was very true. So I studied psychology for like a year or two, and it really helped. So like understanding people, getting to know what the other person is feeling in more depth, I think that really helped me as an actor. So yeah.
Yeah. I think definitely everything leads to something or the other. So that's how it has been in your case. Mayur, I want to know this thing. We always talk about this thing in India, particularly. कि शायद subjects are very interesting, but the way they are taught, that's not so interesting. So sometimes उसके वजह से a student loses interest. What would you say to those people who are probably wanting to study, but शायद हिंदुस्तान में the way there's a monotonous approach that we follow in the country कि हाँ इतने सालों से ऐसा हो रहा है, इतने सालों से तो let it continue like this. But the world is moving, say the European countries or whatever, the education system is changing all around. How do you look forward to the Indian education system going ahead in the near future?
यार ये तो मतलब मैं इस बारे में कैसे कमेंट करूंगा, मैं खुद अपना
No,
अपनी
what is your
स्टडीज में
personal opinion on
मेरी
this?
खुद की स्टडी सिली हुई थी। बट मुझे ये लगता है जैसे मैं भी हमेशा सोचता था कि यार हमको जैसे स्कूल में जो पढ़ाया जाता था तो तब हम रटते थे चीज़ें मेरे को, क्योंकि मुझे रैंक्स
Yes.
लाने थे, मुझे पहला आना था, सेकंड आना था, तो मैं क्या पढ़ रहा हूँ उससे मेरा कोई मतलब नहीं था, मतलब कोई भी मतलब
Yeah.
नहीं था। अभी तो मुझे याद
Yeah.
भी नहीं मैंने क्या क्या चीज़ें पढ़ी हैं। तो वही जैसे आपने कहा सही है कि या तो टीचर होगा जो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होगा, जो चीज़ों को ऐसे आपको
Yeah.
दिखाता है कि आपको लगता है वाह कि ये क्या चीज़ है।
Yeah.
तो वो वही होता है
Yeah.
टीचर, वो वही होता है कि आप अपना जॉब कितना एंजॉय करते हो। तो आई
Yes.
होप कि ऐसे हर जगह पे ऐसे ही टीचर्स हो जो एंजॉय करते हैं, जो सिखाना,
Yeah.
जिनको
Yeah.
मज़ा आता है, मतलब वो उस चीज़ में मज़ा आना चाहिए। ये नहीं कि हम सिर्फ
Yeah.
जा रहे हैं और हमारी एक जॉब है कि स्टूडेंट्स को हमको आज लेक्चर देना है, तो वो वाला रूटीन तो बहुत बोरिंग ही हो जाता है आई एम श्योर। बट कुछ
Correct.
कुछ
Correct.
टीचर्स होते हैं, जैसे हमारे टीचर्स थे बहुत सारे।
जी.
मैं कॉलेज में जब आया 11th 12th के मेरे जो टीचर्स थे वो बहुत
Yeah.
अच्छे टीचर्स थे।
Yeah.
मतलब इकोनॉमिक्स की हमारी टीचर थी ज्योति पोटा, और
Yeah.
इकोनॉमिक्स से हमारे बाकी पूरा जितना कॉलेज था वो सारा डरता था, बट हमारे कॉलेज के बच्चे सारे चिल थे क्योंकि टीचर इतनी अच्छी थी पढ़ाने के लिए ना, तो पता ही नहीं चलता था
Yeah.
कि इतना हैवी सब्जेक्ट है ये। जैसे
Yeah.
मैथ्स का मैं बहुत डरता था मैथ्स को, क्योंकि किसी ने बताया नहीं कि इसकी ज़रूरत क्या है, ये पाइथागोरस में जो कर
Correct.
रहा हूँ ये क्यों कर रहा हूँ, लाइक व्हाट इज़ द लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट। सो
Yes.
मतलब जस्ट फॉर द मार्क्स वाज द
Yes.
लॉजिक। तो वो मुझे हमेशा खलता रहता था कि यार ये गड़बड़ चीज़ है कुछ, अभी भी खलता है बहुत।
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है ACB Pradyuman style. That is how it must
नो
have
नो नो
been for you.
नॉट इन दैट स्टाइल।
Last question before we wrap up to Ranjan. वो ये है कि often we say कि a good college and institution, अगर आप कहीं पे पहुंच जाओ, से IIT, IIM कुछ भी हो, आपका करियर सेट है। बट आज के जमाने में वैसा नहीं है। A lot of students who are probably from an average college, they sometimes end up being a lot more successful than people who have, say, studied in a far greater college in terms of brand value. So what is your point on this, and to those students who take a lot of pressure कि नहीं यार अगर इस कॉलेज में मेरा नहीं हुआ तो मेरा करियर खत्म हो जाएगा, आप उन लोगों को क्या कहना चाहोगे रंजन? बिकॉज आई थिंक यू हैव लिव्ड दैट वे वर्चुअली टू अ ग्रेट एक्सटेंट, सो उनको क्या कहना चाहोगे आप?
करियर मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है करियर कभी किसी जगह पे डिपेंड ही नहीं रहा है, उस आदमी पे डिपेंड रहा है जिसका करियर बनना है। वो चाहे कहीं भी रहे,
Okay.
IIM में रहे, IIT में रहे, एवरेज कॉलेज में रहे, किसी भी कॉलेज में रहे, वो अगर खुद करियर बनाना चाहेगा तो वो वहाँ से भी बना सकता है जहाँ वो है। कभी
Yeah.
यूनिवर्सिटी या फिर कॉलेज कैसा है उस पे आई
Yeah.
डोंट थिंक कि कभी करियर नाम का वर्ड डिपेंड रहा है। हर जगह के लोग अपना करियर बनाते हैं, और IIT के लोग का भी कभी कभी करियर कुछ नहीं बनता, वैसे भी दोस्त मैंने देखे
So
हैं।
true.
तो
So true.
हाँ हाँ,
I love the
मतलब हम
laughter.
लोग भी जैसे अगर देखें एक तरह से हमारा जो यूनिवर्सिटी अभी TVF चल रहा है, तो हम
जी.
स्टूडेंट है जब वहाँ से भी, बट वहाँ से भी अगर नहीं होता है तो हम कहीं और करते हैं, कहीं और से भी नहीं होता है तो कहीं और करते हैं। बट ये कि करते
Yeah.
रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है, चाहे वो कहीं भी रहें।
So true,
करियर
it depends on the individual. It depends on the individual at the end of the day. Thank
डिपेंड्स
you
ऑन द
so much to
पर्सन।
the entire team.
थैंक यू
Absolutely.
शुभ्रो।
Thank you so much to the entire team. It's a lovely pleasure. बहुत मजा आया. We always talk about कि एक दूसरे के साथ काम करके कैसा लगा, but I think this was a generic discussion which I hope was very progressive in nature. Thank you so much, guys. All the best to you all, and looking forward to Kota Factory Season 2. Thank you.
Thank
थैंक
you.
यू
Thank you.
बाय।
Thank you. Thank you. God
Thank
bless
you.
you all. Thank you. Thank
Same
you.
to you.
Thank you, Madhvi, for the coordination. Thank you.